Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and felt like you're not the mom your kids deserve? Have you ever tried to connect, but it felt like there was an invisible wall between you and them? And even though you're doing your best, you still feel absent? If so, maybe you're going through something quiet, but incredibly common: absent mom syndrome. A hidden pain behind forced smiles, checked-off tasks, and sleepless nights. Today, we're going to talk about it. About the guilt no one sees, but that so many mothers carry as if they were bricks on their backs. And maybe, just maybe, by speaking about it with an open heart, we can start to ease that weight. Stay with me till the end. This video might just be the hug you didn't know you needed. Being a mom isn't simple. It never has been. But nowadays, with so much pressure, information, comparison, and mental exhaustion, motherhood has become almost a superhuman mission. And you know what hurts the most? It's not just the physical tiredness. It's that feeling of being there, but not really. Sitting beside your kids, but feeling emotionally distant. Getting things done, but not being able to feel anything. That feeling has a name: absent mom syndrome. And unlike what many people think, this absence has nothing to do with a lack of love. In fact, it's often the opposite. These are mothers who love deeply, but for many reasons, emotional, psychological, past trauma, or sheer overload, just can't express that love the way they want to. And then comes the guilt. The weight. The fear that you're somehow failing your kids. Today, we're going to talk about this. In a real way, without judgment, with an open heart. We'll talk about the 5 main guilts these moms carry. And maybe, just by naming these struggles, you'll feel a little more understood, a little lighter. Let's start with the hardest one: the guilt of not being able to show affection. That deep ache of knowing you love your child, but feeling like you can't show it the way you should. When the hug takes too long to happen. When the "I love you" gets stuck in your throat. When you want to listen attentively, but your mind is so drained that you simply shut off. Many moms blame themselves for seeming cold, distant, or even indifferent. But they're not. They're just overwhelmed, emotionally numb from the pressure, the demands, the weight of it all. Not showing affection the way the world expects doesn't mean you love less. It means you're fighting internal battles, often in silence, and those battles are draining your emotional energy. Some days feel like you're on autopilot. You make breakfast, clean the house, give the kids a bath, but all with a tightness in your chest, as if something's missing. You ask yourself, why can't I smile? Why do I feel so far away even when I want to be close? That's a silent pain, but it's real. And even if no one talks about it, thousands of moms feel the exact same way. It's not coldness. It's exhaustion. And even then, you keep trying. That alone shows just how much you care. This guilt comes from love, but it needs to be met with compassion. Affection comes in many forms. Sometimes, it's in making meals. In waking up early. In trying again, even when you feel broken inside. This one hits deep. Many moms eventually realize they're repeating the same painful patterns they went through as kids. Maybe they were raised in a distant, strict, or cold environment. Maybe their own mother was emotionally absent, and now, without meaning to, they find themselves doing the same. And then the guilt crashes in like a wave. I promised I'd be different. I swore my kids would never feel what I felt. And here I am, doing the same thing. But here's the truth. Breaking cycles takes time. It takes effort. It takes awareness. The fact that you recognize something is wrong, that you feel the guilt, is already a sign that you want to do better. But doing things differently requires healing, and healing doesn't happen overnight. There will be moments where you slip. You'll say things you heard growing up. You'll react with coldness when what you wanted was to offer comfort. Not because you're cruel, but because that's what you were taught. That was your normal. But now, you see things differently. And that right there is the start of transformation. You're not stuck. You're in motion. And every healing journey begins with the pain of looking in the mirror. Have compassion for who you were, and be proud of who you're becoming. Another silent guilt, not being physically present all the time. Whether it's because of work, studies, responsibilities, or simply the need for time to yourself, which, let's be honest, is absolutely necessary, the guilt still finds its way in. Society created an image of the perfect mom. Always available. Always smiling. Always playing on the floor with her kids. And anyone who doesn't fit that mold, even for valid reasons, feels guilty. How many moms come home from work completely drained, just wanting a moment of silence, and then punish themselves for not giving their full attention to their kids? How many feel like they're in constant debt to their children for being away all day? Here's the truth. You are doing your best with the resources you have. Working to provide for your home is an act of love. Saying, "I need to rest today," is also a way of teaching your kids the value of self-care. Your presence doesn't have to be constant, it just has to be real. Even a few minutes of genuine connection are worth far more than hours of being there in body, but not in mind. Sometimes your child is right there, full of energy, calling you to play, telling a story, just wanting that validating look from you. But you're switched off, staring into space, trapped in thoughts you can't control. And that creates a deep emptiness. Why can't I connect with my child? Why can't I feel what I'm supposed to feel in this moment? This kind of guilt cuts to the core. Because it feels like you're failing at something that should come naturally, emotional connection. But the truth is, many mothers carry unresolved trauma, old wounds, silent depression, chronic exhaustion. All of that builds walls inside, like a part of you has shut down. There are days when even physical touch feels like too much. A simple mom sounds like an alarm your body can't handle. And that's when the guilt gets louder, as if you're being cruel. But in reality, you're just trying to survive. Emotional connection can't be forced. It has to be built. And to build it, you first need to look inward and understand what's blocking that connection. Sometimes it's unhealed pain. Sometimes it's just exhaustion. But the most important thing is, you are not alone, and there is a way forward. Therapy, support, self-care, rest, they all help. Please don't blame yourself for trying to make it through. And finally, maybe the most common guilt of all, the guilt of not being the perfect mom. The one from commercials, movies, social media. The mom who has time for everything, infinite patience, perfect hair, and a spotless house. The one who packs fun lunchboxes, reads bedtime stories every night, and still smiles at life like nothing's hard. That mom doesn't exist. Comparison is the fastest road to frustration. And in the world of social media, where everyone only shows their highlight reel, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But motherhood isn't about being perfect. It's about being present in your own way. It's about loving, even on the bad days. It's about getting up, even when every part of you wants to give up. It's about trying. Again. And again. And again. The guilt of not being the ideal mom only exists because you care. But maybe, just maybe, you already are the mom your child needs. Even with flaws. Even on cloudy days. Even in silence. If you've made it this far, I want you to hear this with an open heart. You are not alone. You are not failing. You are not weak. You are human. And being a mom doesn't cancel your humanity. You feel. You get tired. You cry. And even so, you keep going. That, in itself, is an act of courage. Absent mom syndrome does not define you. It simply reveals a pain that needs care. And by acknowledging it, you've already taken the first step toward healing. Allow yourself to ask for help. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Your children don't need a perfect mom. They need you, real, imperfect, but present in the best way you can be. Now, before you go, if this video touched your heart in any way, give it a like. It really helps spread this message to other moms who might be feeling alone in their journey too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, created with love and honesty. And look, There's another video showing up on your screen right now. Click on it because it goes hand in hand with everything we talked about today. I'll see you over there, okay? Sending love to your heart, and see you in the next video.